Nope, that's bad. This one here. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, well, I just played E minor pentatonic scale, starting on the seven, on the I mean, you, you, on the seventh fret, using the fifth string, and I played the E, which is the root of the scale. That was E minor pentatonic scale, and I started on the seventh fret, and I finished the scale. The highest note is on the 10th fret, and the highest note is is D. Okay, so E minor pentatonic scale. So because of I'm using a shape to play the E minor pentatonic scale, but I need to give it a name. Okay, I need to give it a name according to shape. So I'm gonna use the highest note of the scale to name the shape. The highest note is a D, so that would be D. What is the that would be the seventh note of the fifth string. So if from the root, which is the E on the seventh fret, fifth string, if I count from the next fret up, if I count using the next fret up, which is 1, 2, 3, from the E, if I count 3 frets up, I get a G. So this will be the G major pentatonic scale. Let's see. Yep. Okay, that's G major pentatonic scale, and from the G here, from the G root, if I count three frets down, then I go back to the E minor, to the E minor pentatonic scale. So using just one shape, which I call for position of 6 for the E minor, because the highest note for the E minor scale on the 10th fret, first string, is a D, so that's a 7. So that's position of 7. Now, since I just from the same shape, I just play the G major pentatonic scale. So for the G major, I need, even though I'm using the same shape, I need a name for the G major pentatonic scale according to the position. So it's a G So for the G, for the G major scales, the D is if you count the notes on the G major scale, so the D in this case will be the fifth note of the G major scale. So for the G major pentatonic scale here, I'm going to give a name to the scale, which is going to be position of 5 for the G major pentatonic scale. But for the E minor pentatonic scale, the same shape is position of 7. I mean, I use the highest note of the scale to name the two scales according to the position of 7th for the E minor pentatonic scale, and position of 5 for the G major pentatonic scale, using the same shape, starting from the 7th fret all the way to 10th fret, using the 5th string and the note E on the 5th string, using 7th fret and the 5th string, note E, and count 3 fret up in G. Okay, let's see. If I start on E and I play the scale all the way up, that will be E minor pentatonic scale, using the same shape. Move up 3 frets. I use the G, root G now, which is a G major pentatonic scale, using the same shape, and that will be the position of 5, because D in the G major scale is the 5th note of the scale. Yeah, so from one shape I get two pentatonic scale for just one shape. And then, let's see, there's something else I can get. It's not only knowing the scales. It's not only knowing the pentatonic scales. Either scale, any scale, as a matter of fact. I think there's a lot of knowing the scales is one thing, but exploring them and experiment with them, it's another thing. Let me see. Using this shape, I can see this shape is this shape from the 7th fret to the 10th fret to play those two pentatonic scale, E minor pentatonic scale and G major pentatonic scale. This shape position of 7 for the E minor pentatonic scale, and position of 5 for the G major pentatonic scale. This shape has two parts. I got a bottom part and the top part, and from those two parts I can get two chords, so that when I'm playing a song, instead of just playing the single notes, I can also play some chords, chord structures that I get from the scale, from the shape. So let me see. The bottom part of the shape is, okay, let me see, this is one, okay, I can go all the way to 6 strings, so that's it. So So from the bottom shape of the pentatonic scale, I can get a chord. Okay, let me play it. Yeah, not only I play the scale, I get a chord from the bottom of the shape of this, from the bottom of the scale shape, right here. I can add the sixth string also. I think, yeah. Let's see. I can add the sixth string, and this chord I can call it. Let's see. I can call it. I can call it D minor 11th. No. E minor 11th. That's what it is. E minor 11th. Oops. And the good thing about it, I get this chord from the shape um, from the pentatonic scale shape I'm using. That's one chord I get from the bottom part of the shape. I can get another chord from the top part of the shape. On these, let's see, what was the top part? All right, let's see. That was this one here. Okay, I started here. Oh, it's a little loud. And then I go out. Oh, nope. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's the second part of the shape of the scale shape of the pentatonic scale shape. Position of 6. No, position of 7 minor, E minor, position of 5 G major pentatonic scale. So let me play that shape. Let me play the top part of the shape again to get a chord from it. Chord structure. Let's see. All right, this is the D. And then I'll go ahead and play the A. I play the G here. And I think I'll play the E. And I can go all the way to the sixth string. So I can get a chord right here using the top part of the scale shape. So let me see, I can get that chord. If I play the root, let's see, yeah, like that. It's a nice chord. So from this pentatonic scale pentatonic scale shape, I get two chords. So if I'm playing a song, man, I can just I can change things a little bit by playing the chords as I'm playing the solo, which is very good. But one thing that is another thing that is very, very good when you use shape to play the pentatonic scales. Not only we get chords from the parts of the shape, from the bottom and top parts of the shape, we get chords. When I use shapes, to play pentatonic scales on the guitar. First of all, from one shape, I get two chords. I get two scales. Okay, I get I get I get I get two chords at least, because the things about chord, one chord can have many names, different names. So depending on what what note you use as your root to name the chord. Now, something that I find a very good about playing pentatonic scales using shape. There, when I use shape, I see that the scales are connected. Okay, if I'm playing position of 7, playing the E minor pentatonic scale, and then I need to change position. So I'm playing position of 7th. So if I go up, the next position is going to be position of 8, which is actually back to the E. The position of 8 is the octave of 1. So I was in 1, so I was playing position of 8, and then I move to I'm gonna move to the E on the I'm gonna move to the E on the 12th fret now. You remember I was the highest note, of the I was playing the highest note of I was using was the D to play the E minor pentatonic scale and the G major pentatonic scale. Now if I move from the 7th, from position of 7, which is a D, I move 1 fret. I move 2 frets up, so I get to the high E, the octave. All right, so that means I can play E minor pentatonic scale using position of 8. But I'm not going to call it position of 8 because it's actually 1. It's the octave of the E. It's a high E. So I call it. I'm going to call it root position. Okay. So one thing that is very good about that, when I'm playing pentatonic scale and I use position of 7, then I want to change things around. I want to use another position. Okay, I'm going to use position of 8, which is actually 1. I move up 2 frets, the whole step. Then from now I'm in the position of 8, or root position. All right. So now I can play the same thing again, but in a higher position. What is good about that? You remember the top part of position 7 that I played earlier, all right, now become the bottom part of position 8. See, this is what's good about when I use shape. Now I know when the previous top part of position 7 to play the pentatonic scale, the E minor pentatonic scale, is now the bottom part of position 8, or again also root position of E minor pentatonic scale. Okay?